Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
How are you?
Fine, thank you, madam.
Okay. Last time it is time for environmental, and we are going to talk about where we left the other time. Are we there? Who can remind us what we were talking about? Who can remind us what we were talking about? We were talking about water. We were talking about water. And we said water is a resource in our environment. Water is a resource in our environment. And we said we have what we call sources of water. We have sources of water. And we said sources of water, it is where we get water from. It is where we get water from. Where we get water from. Do we remember them? Do we remember them? Aya, sit down. Aya. Now who can tell me the sources of water we said? Sources of water. You raise up your hand. We have the river. We have the ocean. We have the well. We have rain. Yeah? We have the dams. We have ocean. Yeah? We have lakes. We have rain. Those are the sources of water, meaning it is where you can get water from. Where we can get water from. And then today we want to talk about storing water. About storing water. And when we talk about storing water, these are the containers that we can use in the house to keep or store water for later use. For later? Yes. Can you, if you have a lot of water, can you use it once and you finish it? No. You cannot. You have to store that water so that you can use sometimes later. Now, we have some containers that you can use to store water. We have some containers that we can use to store water. One of them, we have a pot. We have a pot. Do you know a pot? Yes. Yeah, we can use this pot to store water. We can use this pot to store water. Another container we can use is a bottle. We have a bottle. We can use it to store water. Another thing we have a jerry can. We can use a jerry can to store our water safely. We can use our jerry can to store water safely. And then we have what we call water tank. We have water tank. Do we know a water tank? Yes. Do you see it outside there? Yes. Yeah, it is around the school. Cindy, we use that water tank. We can use it to store what? To store water. We have another one. We can use a bucket. Do you know a bucket? Yes. Do you know a bucket? Yes. Yes, we can use this bucket to store also what? Water. These are the containers that we can use to store water. Those are the containers that we can use to store water. Zam. These are the containers we can use to store water. And then these containers, we have them at home. We have them at home. And when you need to store water in these containers, those containers must be clean. They must be clean. They must be clean. Yes, these containers must be very clean. You wash them before you use them to store water. Because always we must use clean water. We must use clean water. We must use clean water. Yes, we said water. Bring clean water. Do not waste water. Can we sing? Water, drink clean water, do not waste water. Again? Water, drink clean water, do not waste water. Yeah, we must have to use clean water. How can we use clean water? If you store your water in a dirty container, if you store your water in a dirty container, your water is going to be very dirty. You are not going to use it safely. Are we there? Yes. So when we have these containers, we need to store water in them. We must make sure that those containers are very clean. Number two, these containers must be covered. The containers must be covered. The containers must be covered. Yes. Your container, when you want to store water, maybe it is in this bucket here. This bucket must have a lid. It must have a lid. Kile kifuniko tunafunika hapo juu. Sikia kama tunafunika. That's what we mean by covering water. If it is a jerry can, it has a lid. It has a lid. Can you get me that jerry can? Give me that one jerry can from there. For example, you want to store water in a jerrycan like this one. See, there is a lid. Can you store it like this? No, you must have that lid, and then you cover the water so that it can be safe. If you don't cover your water very well, even the dust is going to make that water dirty. Are we there? So what we must do is we must cover that water, and those containers must be very clean. The containers must be very, and we also cover them. Are we there? Yes. Who can tell me which container we're supposed to keep water in? Which container are we supposed to keep water in? Is it a dirty container or a clean container? A clean container. We must keep water in a clean container, and that container must be covered. Are we there? Using the lid. The lid. Sawa sawa. If we store our water in a dirty container, what will happen? What will happen if you store your water in a dirty container? For example, this is my jerrycan here. Maybe it is dirty, and I store water in that container. What will happen to the water? Yeah, the water will be dirty. The water will be dirty, and it will not be safe for you to use. It will not be safe for you to use. For we said we must have to use clean water. The water we are using, it must be clean and safe. Must be clean and safe. It must be clean and safe. Close your eyes. Tell me the containers we use to store water. A deca. Bottle. Jerrycan. Pot. Water tank. Packet. Yeah? Water tank, you said? Jerrycan. Those are the containers you can use to store what? So in any case, you see that container and you examine and you ask, which container is this? Will you know it or you do not know it? Will you know it? Yeah, we have here, this is a pot, this is a bottle, this is a jerrycan, this is a water tank, and this is a packet. We can use those containers to store our water.